Yes, is excited about the opportunity to play. Following our game on Saturday, we felt like we didn't play our best basketball and didn't give Wright State our best shot. But give them credit; they won the game. They play well. But we look forward to playing this week.
Questions?
Coach, after having a day or two to kind of digest the game on Saturday and maybe watch the film, what are some of your main takeaways? Either things you liked or things you didn't like.
Well, we didn't play our best basketball. We didn't play with, I was surprised that we didn't play with energy or life and the things that we did a week prior or 10 days prior. I just thought we were not on our game. And, even though we had a chance there in the second half to keep the game within striking distance, we allowed Wright State to get their head up. And offensively, we didn't play very well. We didn't have any rhythm or we didn't play to the standard that we're capable of playing. And defensively, we did some things. We held them to 71 points, and before 2 minutes to go in the game, they were in the 60s. So, but in that area as well, we could have done some things better. So, just looking forward to the opportunity to playing, hopefully on Wednesday and Friday of this week.
Do you think the long layoff with the cancellation with Defiance and all that contributed to some of those problems on Saturday?
Well, that's a good question, Chris. I'm trying to put my finger on it because we did some things different than how we traveled because of the COVID issue. We went day of the game, the 10-day layoff because we didn't play a game. But we can't use that as an excuse by any means. We have to embrace every opportunity that we get and play and do our jobs. And but it was kind of a surprise or a letdown that we didn't compete to the level that we've been competing in practice. But there's nothing like games, and also as far as conditioning as well. We play one game in the month of November, and hopefully we can continue to play games because it's important for us to get games underneath our belt before we get to conference play. But we're looking forward to this opportunity. Like I told the guys, there's some things that we probably could have done differently as far as getting ready for, Wright State in regards to how we travel and those kind of things. But there's nothing like playing games. And I just thought we did not put our best foot forward on Saturday.
With Saturday being your first road game of the year, I know it's a short little road trip, but was it weird traveling with a lot of the new COVID restrictions and that being the first time? What was that like?
It was different. Everything's different this year. We're taking each day as they come, to be honest with you. It was different. Like I mentioned, we traveled the day of the game. We did have a walkthrough before we left here. Then we got the date and was able to get there 2 hours before the game and get some shots up. But just different. You're traveling on a bus with masks. You're shooting and your shoot arounds are in masks because you're just fearful of, Wright State just went through some days off themselves in regards to COVID. So we want to try to be as safe as possible. But things are different. We just have to adjust and play and just be ready to play. I just thought we were not ready to play. With everything, being said and the travel, the 10-day layoff, all those things you can take, they're factors. But the game, we need to compete and be ready to play. And it's my job to make sure the guys are ready to do so.
Health-wise, both injury-related and COVID, how are you guys looking after 2 games?
COVID, we're good. Injury-wise, Milos is there. We were able to put him out there. The Defiance game was a game that we target to try to get him some minutes. And then obviously I put him out there a few minutes at the second half of the Wright State game. And, he's doing more and more in practice. So that's good to see. He's not 100% by any means from his ankle injury and also from a conditioning standpoint. He's not there yet as well.
Do you plan to continue trying to work him into games as he gets back up to speed? And also, if so, is he going to be kind of on a minutes restriction?
Yes, we're going to try to work him back in as much as we can. What I do, I lean on Chris, our trainer, and what he can do, and also, Milos. He's not having swelling or anything after practice now, so that's a good thing. He after practice, I guess before it's been about 3 or 4 days now that the swelling is not bad, where he can actually move around the day after practice. So we're looking forward to trying to work him in as much as we can over the next game or two.
Western Illinois, what do you take from watching that game and then implement to your game plan for Western Illinois?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Kind of fairly common opponent with Central Michigan just coming off a win against Western Illinois. Have you looked over the footage from that game and knowing Central Michigan's style of play, what can you then apply to your game?
Yeah, I thought Central, and I'm looking at the box score here from that game. With Western Illinois, they battle Iowa. Their first game was already, had the best big in the country. And then they play Central Michigan, who plays a little different, but Central Michigan didn't press as much. But what I took from just the common opponent, like you mentioned, it starts with their inside play from their 3, 4, and 5 for Western Illinois. They have a center that can score with his back to the basket. They have an athletic 4-man, and then they have a 3-man who can stretch the floor. And then they will play small as well, where they try to just space you out and run their flex action. It's going to be important for us just to contain the bounce, play post D, and rebound the basketball. And from an offensive standpoint, we have to do a better job from an execution standpoint of getting the ball where we need it to get and just playing with confidence, because we did not, on Saturday, just a nasty taste in our mouth and how we played offensively as well, where we normally make some shots that we didn't make. We were able to get the ball inside the paint, if it was dribble penetration or if it was post-ups, and not execute. That was the most frustrating thing from an offensive standpoint, that we had the ball at the rim a lot. Then obviously when the ball doesn't go in, it's like a snowball effect from a confidence standpoint.
Given that they have 14 new players on their team, has it been tough to scout them, given that they've only played 2 games?
It's different. It is different. We're going to take the 2 games that we have and do the best we can. But you're right. It's a totally different team than last year. I'm telling you guys, this year is just different in a lot of ways. We just got to be able to do what we can and really focus on us to the best of our ability, and just play.
Coach, when we talked on Saturday, the phrase you kept coming back to was just being out of sync. Now we have 3 games at home in 7 days. How do you look for that to maybe kind of help get back into that sync and flow?
That's a great question, because I left before we played on Saturday 10 days ago, liking where we were trending. And then, you get to Saturday's game and that was totally different than anything I could have expected. So this week, we're looking forward to just having opportunities to play and then seeing who we are as a team, to be honest with you, because, not to make excuses, but we haven't had any scrimmages, any exhibition games, no early games. We're figuring out who we are in games right now. And that's unfortunate, because in practice, it's different from a game. The guys are competing. They played hard. There's no way I could have thought that we were going to play the way we did on Saturday. But at the same time, I think, we played well against North Dakota, and then against Wright State, we did not. So I'm looking forward to just having opportunities to play. And hopefully these games are a go. If they're not, it's just another thing that we have to address. But we're looking forward to having these opportunities. And obviously with Buffalo being that 3rd game, we need to get some games underneath our belt and get some film and learn from our mistakes, and also continue to work on the things that we need to, get better at. But also the things that we're doing well, we want to continue to do those things as well. So there's a lot of things, a lot of uncertainties right now in regards to our team, but we just look forward to having the opportunity to play and figure out, the things that we need to continue to work on.